Chudley Cannons, boom, 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 we are not pirates.
Oh, welcome everyone to a brand new season of Rocket League. And so we've gone through many changes here. Every new season we started with 2 people, we've bumped it up to All-Star, we have longer weeks, we've done pretty much everything we can do. So we were thinking, how can we make this season new and fun and unique?
And I think the answer was right there on our
Right
antennas.
there on our antennas. Boom, boom, boom. Welcome to Chudley Cannons Boom Rules, which basically this is just self-imposed hard mode, essentially. What we're going to do is, if during the course of a game you get boomed by a computer player, you are out for the rest of that game until or unless someone else on our team can boom one of them, and that will then allow us to tag back in, if you will.
So it's like dodgeball rules. Like if you catch the ball, then you get like a player back.
Right, exactly. Ooh. Except obviously the computer won't be playing by those rules.
Silly computer.
There's no incentive for us to boom them unless they have already boomed us. Besides regular strategy.
I can't wait to see if we get really good at booming.
Oh, I know. Or I can't, because I'm not thinking we get boomed that often, and it feels pretty random, but who knows? We might be in some serious 1v3 situations.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, that could be bad. Anyway, we're obviously sticking with the old Chudley. Yeah, I don't think we want to change the logos.
No,
we have
for
the
certain
perfect
not.
logo, of course. Chudley Cannons, all right, continue. There we go. And right out of the gate, we're against another pirate ship.
Woo!
Victor Crumb and his dumb old Seekers. All right, well, let's just get right underway.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Boom rules.
I am so excited for this. This is like the Nuzlocke, like what you do with Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
we just make
but for Rocket League.
Make it harder on yourself.
Guess what all
reasons.
the comments are going to be about.
Yeah.
Wow, when are you going to start?
Where's the Nuzlocke?
Come on, man.
I know. So let's just order the stuff we need to do, and then I'll start recording. It'll be great. Boink!
I mean, the Nuzlocke is a goal on our gaming Patreon, and we're pretty close to it. I think we're at least 3/4 of the way there. So, patreon.com/Carlin Gaming if you really want to see that Nuzlocke.
I feel so nervous that I'm going to get boomed now.
I know.
Yeah, right.
I know.
Don't run into them.
Yeah, are you playing more cautiously now?
I am. I feel like I am, and I shouldn't. I need to just be regular aggressive.
I just got bumped by somebody, and I was like, oh my god.
All right, well, let's not get boomed. And how about a question?
Let's do a question.
All right, so this question is from Alex C. And he says, hey everybody, I am 23 years old and currently unemployed living with my parents.
Oh.
I have epilepsy, which means I have minor seizures several times a day. I've had jobs in the past, but my condition has always been an issue that either leads to me being fired or having to leave.
Oh, really?
Yikes.
I'm going in for surgery that will hopefully cure my epilepsy. It's about a 50-50 shot of working. But I had to put my studies on hold. Any advice for not feeling like I'm putting my life on hold and not feeling like I'm taking advantage of my parents?
Oh man, what a question. I mean, first off, oh no, I've been booed!
Oh no!
Oh my gosh, it happened!
Ben is out!
No! No!
I just had to watch it happen!
No. Oh my gosh, oh no. Okay, so we have to boom one of them.
Yeah.
You know what would really stink if we're in the setup for Ben to score and Ben can't play?
Well, usually that means somebody else is also in that setup. Oh man, this is gonna be such a bummer. At least I have a fresh bowl of coffee in front of me here.
Fresh bowl of coffee to sip on.
Sit with while I'm just depressed.
Oh, I was trying to boom them real quick and I totally missed it. Now they're gonna score again. No!
Not on my watch!
Goodness!
My gracious. Boink. Okay.
Okay, so
it's really hard to boom some
for this particular person, I mean, dealing with obviously epilepsy and having that be such a factor. Oh, there we go. That's a big challenge to overcome. That's something that doesn't necessarily apply to everybody. And in that situation, I have a feeling the parents are probably at least reasonably.
Well, by now, if this has been a whole life situation, I imagine they're pretty accustomed to it.
Right, you're kind of mentally prepared for that to be a factor.
Right.
So I think for that, but I mean, of course, there is in Jordan, you may be able to attest to this a little bit, but because your sister, I mean, obviously applying for disability or something is certainly one option that's available there. for this person. But how about just in general?
Boom!
Oh, there we go.
You're
I'm back.
You're back in.
I'm tagged back. Oh man.
We're alive.
He lives.
Okay, so that's pretty fun.
All right, I like these rules
I
already.
like them.
So that Rocket League HQ can go ahead and just get these set up for regular online play so that it's a real
That'd
thing.
be great, actually.
Yeah.
It would be, yeah. Somebody write a letter to get boom rules instated with the official Rocket League settings so that you can play.
There would be
Oh, shoot,
so,
they should
it would be like
shot
all
me
people
while
would
I
focus
worked
on
it.
though.
Oh, it would. I think it would completely change the game in terms of like how you approach competitive play.
Well, because it would always be to boom the opponent immediately to have the advantage. Oh boy.
Anyway, but back to our question. So, guys, what are your thoughts just on living at home in general, maybe like after college or after the age of 18?
Right,
depending
like
on
is
whether or not you
there
go to
any
college.
stigmatism
I
to
mean,
it otherwise? Like, I mean, there is like a, I feel like there is a public like stigmatism about, like it's embarrassing or something. But I think that's what people tell themselves. But the question is it really?
Right,
No, I don't
right.
think it actually is. I mean, it depends on the situation.
If
you're 26 and you still live with your parents and you always have, and you don't have a job and you maybe never have had a job, then that's maybe an issue.
That is the situation, yeah.
That's the situation where people are like, oh, I'm living with my parents. That's what they like tell themselves
That's
the
what the
situation is.
media definitely.
Yeah, there's certainly
takes it as.
there's certainly a degree of that too, isn't there?
Like that guy in his mother's basement with all the comic books and video games.
The failure to launch
yeah.
situation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, although he has a job like selling yachts, so it's a little different.
But there's plenty of situations where, like, say you are out of college and you're just done with college and you move back to your parents to save some money. I think. Oh my God! I am terrible.
Gosh,
I am terrible.
Missed that. We are the
Because I'm
worst.
terrible. That's why.
I think yeah, in general, Derek, where you were going with that, like your parents may even be somewhat like relieved that you were doing the responsible thing by not unnecessarily taking on the expense of living on your own.
Here's some tea for you. I should have, and I wish I would have. How about that?
Well, so yeah, like I remember, so like when I graduated college, I think I lived at home for maybe, I don't know, like what felt like summer before I actually got like my first real full-time job.
Oh no!
And like after I did, like I had enough income that I, could have gotten a place, but I was also, it was in town and I was already living at home, and it was like, well, I could spend all this money on rent, or I could just
Save a bunch.
it,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what I did.
Just make sure you're actually saving it.
Yeah.
But that is mostly what I did for, I don't know, I don't know if it was like a full year or anything, but until me and Ben moved in together and we started Super Carlin Brothers.
Right, I was gonna say like my version of this, it's sort of like talking about the perception that living at home is like a problem, or maybe even just my own personal preference. But the reason why Super Carlin Brothers, the channel, happened in some part was because I did not want to move home after college.
Sure.
And in some extent then because I was living at home. Because
Right.
if I'd already had a roommate or maybe you could
So
live with me or something.
Literally, Super Carlin Brothers was decided by both
By
sides of
this
this argument.
question.
Yeah,
Indeed.
yeah.
How weird. Oh man. But yeah, and then to the same effect, wait, we gotta keep rolling. Keep rolling. Hold on, I'll finish that thought here. Get to the next game. Oh, the Roanoke Express are back. They were out last season.
Already 0-1.
But now,
Can't help but notice that
I
I can't help but notice that SkyCorp is ranked last.
Of course they are. They just, that's what you get for selling out.
Yeah, again ranked low in the standings. Well, they never would have figured it out there at SkyCorp. But here we go. Get a sponsor. Okay, then we're just gonna keep rolling. Okay. So another situation I have had experience with this, in this regard, is when Beth graduated college, she moved to the Washington D.C. area, where she had a couple roommates and lived there for a while. But then she decided she did not like living up there and wanted to move back home. Obviously missed me so much.
Right, yeah.
But when she moved back, she actually just lived at home again, and it was like, so she went from having lived. Oh no!
Oh man, I was
Having
not
lived.
expecting that to come right back at me.
Yeah.
I almost had the turn on it. Oh, you were right there.
Yeah,
too.
I
Yeah,
was pretty
and then just
close.
came right at me.
All three of us. Well, okay. Anyway, I got you. So she went from having not lived at home or having lived on her own to, there you go, boom. Woo. Then moving back home and living with her parents for about a year. And during that time, I think she she obviously had enough money where she could have, found a roommate or something in town and had a place or something. But in the meantime, she actually just, somebody slammed that in. She, I don't know, just basically did the same thing I was doing, just saved a bunch of money and ended up paying off like a large portion of her student loans and bought a car, and it's the car we have now. It's very nice.
Right, like the one you carry Luke with.
Yeah. Whoops. Yeah. So.
And something to the tune of this person's situation, where it's a medical reason, but not a medical.
Woo!
Dang, man.
There, good man. Dave's playing goalie today.
Apparently.
Playing goalie today.
Well, you stay up there too. It's a medical reason, but not one that's overwhelmingly debilitating. Is I guess how I want to word it. Where you still can help around the house if you wanted. You can offer to do laundry, offer to cook if that's your thing. Clean. Man, want to come live with me? You can clean. It'll be great. It sounds great to have somebody to be around and be able to do those things, and that can certainly lessen the load for your family.
Yeah. I think especially if you find yourself in a situation where you have to live at home, doing as much as you possibly can to try to just contribute in other ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, probably.
It doesn't have to be financial.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that I can comment on now, because my sister's living with me. And she is living with me for a medical reason, and has also had to do the thing where she puts her life on hold while she gets better. And
oh no.
I know it was really hard for her because she does feel like sort of everything is on pause. So one of the ways that she really finds I don't want to say meaning because that makes it seem too big, but just make sure that she has a daily purpose is by having things that she does for herself and for the house that make her feel like she's contributing in a significant way. So it not only does that help with I have some help around the house and so I don't have to worry about it. So even though she's living there and not paying rent, she feels like she's contributing, but also it makes it feel like her time, she feels like her time's not wasted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, I demoed somebody. Oh man!
And especially because this person has a surgery coming up that could potentially completely cure or at least partially cure the epilepsy. It's totally fine to wait to see what happens with that surgery, and there's probably going to be recovery and stuff. Focus on your health. That is 1,000% okay.
Yeah, I don't think. If you're injured or disabled, there's not much you can do about it.
And you know what? If the surgery doesn't work, because you said it's about a 50-50 shot, there's definitely options for you still.
Yeah.
I know a streamer friend who has epilepsy.
Oh.
Sorry.
Does that impact the games that she can play?
I'm sure that's probably true. She's never said anything about that. She plays Hearthstone pretty exclusively.
Not a lot of flashing in card games.
Yeah.
Although Hearthstone probably more than most.
Yeah. There's certainly some effects, right? But it does make it so that if say she's actually seized on stream before.
Oh wow,
yeah.
That's terrifying.
It's really terrifying to watch because you feel.
Whoa!
Oh,
no!
Guys,
almost.
We haven't even had a hand tied behind our back this game.
Yeah, because you feel completely helpless is what I was going to say, much like I do now.
All right.
That was a good shot,
It's time to get serious here.
All right, here we go. Getting some boost.
The old...
Hold high and slow.
Oh
no! Oh my gosh.
I don't know why it's so freaking hard to defend that. It's just because you don't have the boost yet, so it's hard to
I went up for it, but didn't quite have the angle.
Man, so close.
Hate that.
Yeah, this is not our best showing, y'all.
Doing good.
Against the Express, no less.
It's not over yet.
So much time. Or there's some degree of potential self-employment stuff. I don't know what this person went to college for, so it's plausible that was never in that plan. If they have a degree in, I don't know.
It says that he says he's put his studies on hold, so I'm assuming the degree hasn't quite yet been finished.
Interesting.
But also, there's no race to finish your degree. If you had to take some time off for health issues, that's Also totally
or if
fine.
you just took some time off because you're young and stupid like I did.
That's also true.
I will tell you what though, like I think when I was in college, the
now it feels over. Now it feels like it's not enough time. I don't know, guys, but I'm starting to feel like we're not going to win this one.
Oh man.
Boy. At least we give really good advice.
Hopefully. Oh yeah, that's advice. Top-notch
Hopefully.
advice. Not a single boom though. It's a little disappointing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Booms.
Also, if we want to, if this person wants to feel a little bit better at the age of 23 living at home, I am 28 and still on a family cell phone plan.
Oh man,
that's the way to do it. What do you know? That's just good advice right there. Good advice.
Like,
why would you pay more than you have to?
Yeah, my mom literally just bought me a new cell phone that I'm gonna set up hopefully today.
Oh man, yeah, switch an iPhone.
It is.
Cell phones are one of these weird things where I feel like no generation before ours kind of went through this decision. Like, when do you ever hand it over?
Yeah, like there's no.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point, actually.
Is.
There's no like societal standard for like, you're 18. It's time for you to get your own cell phone plan.
If you have a whole bunch of siblings, sometimes you might get booted off of a family plan. That happened to one of my friends. He's one of 6 or 7, and so.
Goodness.
His youngest siblings are still on the family plan, but then the oldest siblings now pay for their own altogether.
Well, that makes sense. But that's an unusual circumstance, I think. Large families. But anyway, thank you for joining us for the season opener of Chudley Cannons Boom season.
Boom!
We only had one boom so far, but we actually won that game, and we lost to the freaking Roanoke Express.
Pretty decidedly too.
Yeah,
We were really not.
Went downhill pretty quick.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Feel bad about it, and we're gonna recover. We're gonna thrash the Bombers, who are currently undefeated, in the next episode. And we'll see you later.
Chudley Cannons, boom, boom, boom. We are not pirates.